Hi everybody, I hope you are well. My name is Siyanqoba Mthethwa. I'll go briefly into who I am. I'm a musical director, I'm a pianist, I'm a music producer, I'm a songwriter as well. I'm gonna go deep into all these titles as we go along with this video. Hopefully it's gonna help someone out there. I'm gonna start with the first title, which is musical director, which is what I am as well. So basically the role of a musical director is to put the concepts together, the music together. So where it starts is where you meet basically the artist to share the vision of the music and so on. Then you sit with the person, you conceptualize the direction of the music, where it's supposed to go. After that, you do your homework as a musical director. You arrange the music to take that direction that the artist desires. So then from there, you basically, once you've worked out in your head what you wish to happen with the music, then you bring the team. You identify people that are gonna basically help you bring out that vision of the song. So you call people, the relevant people, singers, band, whoever that needs to be part of that process. Put them together in a room, share the song. You can actually send the song prior to the actual rehearsal day to make it easier. But on the day, the musical director's duty is to then communicate the idea, to guide everyone so that they understand where they should be going with the music. So you put the music together, you put the band together, you put the singers, you assist the artist as well, because maybe they might not be too advanced musically. So as a musical director, you help the process and you listen to them closely so that you basically get the right direction from them. So in a nutshell, that's what the musical director does. So from the inception of the music till it comes together, that's where the musical director plays a critical role in making sure that music comes to life. Music is birthed from being ideas into being reality. Okay, in terms of prior knowledge that you need to be at an advantage as a musical director, I'll make an example with myself. I was basically gifted musically from a very young age. So I started playing the keyboard, and as I grew up, by default, because growing up at church, my father is a PK, by the way. By growing up at church, I was then involved with the church choir, and I ended up at some point directing music at my father's church, and I was leading the choir. I did a lot of things without understanding what they were, I'll just tell people what to do, what to sing, and boom, yes, it sounds nice, and so on. But I did not take it seriously because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just having fun with the people at church until I went to school. Then I started learning in detail what is it that I was doing. For example, at school we learned modules that I did was piano, music theory, music arranging, ear training. What else did I do? Ensemble playing and improvisation. So when I learned about all of these things, then I started seeing value in what I do. So the knowledge that you need prior to be an advantage is basically the formal knowledge that helps you put things into better perspective, and also they give you more depth. Mostly in the music, if you are gifted, chances are you have those things, but if you can't identify them, then it'll take you a really long time to know what you're doing, and it'll be easy for you to not do it and not do it the right way. So I had to learn more about music arranging. The theory helped me as well. If, for example, I can't be creative off the top of my head, what I usually do is then I go to my archives. I look into the harmonic possibilities. All of that knowledge I got from school. Then I'm able to basically supplement where maybe the creative process is not as it should be. So there's a lot. There's a lot of information. You learn production at school, which is a skill you learn arranging music, you learn writing music. So all of these things, they put you at an advantage, and they put you at a global level in terms of music, because the formal education is basically the key for us. It's a common language for what we do with other people across the world. Yeah, so that's, for me, that would be the advantage. As much as you would be self-taught, but I would encourage anyone to go and learn this thing formally. Get to understand how far and how deep you can go with these things. You'll discover so many things about yourself that you can do that you didn't know you can do. You can also learn new things as you go along in the process of learning. Okay, so in terms of the whole process from the conceptualization, I think going back to what I was talking about when I was talking about the role of a musical director. So that's basically with the whole process as it is. From its inception, when you're sitting with an artist, working out the music, and it's not just the music, it's the whole vision. So you have to unpack it as a musical director and put it to life. So it starts there. Then after that, you bring the team, you put it together, and there's a whole trial and error period where you try out things that don't work, you scrap them, you try different things until you get what the artist desires. Sometimes you get it right the first time, sometimes it doesn't happen. But it's an exciting process for me, because as a musical director, you must see the end before you even start bringing everyone in. So when the artist speaks to you about their song, their ideas, you should be able to have an imagination of the final product before it actually comes to life. So yeah, that's the whole process till stage. And there's a lot. If I can pick on my experience at Joyous Celebration, most of the stuff we created at rehearsals. We'll come and sit, and I would sit with the artist, we play around, we brainstorm the music. I would maybe ask 3 singers to just try out the ideas I'm hearing in my head. We sit around the piano, try out the ideas, try out the songs, and my gut feeling will always kick in when something feels right. Then we decide on it. Then after that, I put the whole choir in. We put it together, we conceptualize it. Then it becomes what it needs to be. Then in that process, once it's done, then you need to bring in the artist now to actually lead the music. They need to find their space in the song. So it's very important to actually put everything together without crowding the other. And by that I mean, sometimes you might over-arrange the music and find that the artist doesn't have a space in the music. So always leave space for the artist to command the music, to be the lead in everything that's happening. That's why it's important to understand the nature of the song and the direction of the song, so that you take it to that direction. Putting together the music, it does happen that sometimes we get excited as musicians and the artist. We put the music together, we're excited, the whole team is in good spirits about the music, they feel good about the music. But when you get on stage, you find that maybe the audience doesn't feel the music the same way that you feel the music. And they probably feel the songs that you didn't feel at the time when you were recording. Such things happen, and as a musical director and a producer, you must always be ready for such things. Music has a life of its own at the end of the day. So what's most important is that you are prepared for anything. Prepare the music prior, be ready when you go on stage, and also allow the music to take any form of direction that it wants to take once you're on stage. Once the audience is there, they basically now dictate what makes them happy. So when you're on stage, you have to feed off that. If maybe there's this one song that you felt was going to make it and it doesn't make it, you quickly move on. It's not a train smash. Continue with the show until the audience catches on that one song or those 2 songs. The nature of a live audience is like that. So, and you learn from all of those experiences what really works with the people and what doesn't. But in the whole process, you don't stop creating as a musical director. What's important is that you keep creating concepts, keep creating ideas, make the music an experience for the audience and people that come to the show. It shouldn't just be song after song. It should be an actual experience. My journey as a musical director, producer, pianist, songwriter has been a long one. I'm still very young, by the way, but I started at church, as I mentioned before. I think I was 6 years old. I learned from my father, who was a choir conductor at the time, and I caught the passion from there and I ran with it. So as I grew up, I wanted to pursue music more and more. I could see it in my head what I wanted to be, so I couldn't see anything else except the music angle. I wanted to achieve a lot of things. So in the process, after my high school education, I eventually studied music. I got my degree in music studies, and I've worked with a couple of people. I've worked with Joyous Celebration as a musical director and a producer. I've worked with the likes of Kirk Franklin. I remember we did Nelson Mandela's memorial service at Orlando Stadium. That was a big one for me. Joyous Celebration was backing Kirk Franklin. I've worked, I've produced music with Porter South Choir. We did a recording with Joyous Celebration 21. I've worked with the likes of Khaya Mthethwa. I've worked with Judith Sephuma, Sipokazi, Swazi Dlamini. The list is endless. And also I've done a couple of TV shows as a musical director, one of them being Gospel Time. I've done awards functions as well. I've done Metro FM awards, I've done Teachers Awards, to name a few. So these are all the things that I wanted to do from a really young age. So when they eventually came true, I understood because I've been preparing myself for when those things come my way. So yeah, preparation is everything. Preparation, once it meets opportunity, then it brings success. Yeah, I mean, when we talk about music as a whole, music plays different roles. I find that music is spiritual, and music is uplifting. Music does a lot of things. As much as it makes you feel good, but it really plays a big role in terms of helping with depression, helping with anxiety. It really heals a lot of people. And one of the things that has kept me sane till now is music. I won't lie. I've been working more into the music more than I've ever in my life. I'm a workaholic by nature, but I think now I've gone even double what I've been doing, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like there's something to look forward to, So I've produced a lot of music during lockdown. I've written a lot of music as well. So I mean, even for someone who's not really a musician or a singer or whatever, but whenever you put music on, there's something that the music does to your soul, to your spirit, that calms every situation in your life. So it's a very important tool, I think. I mean, in my opinion, I'm not saying it just because I'm a musician. I wish at some point our government can see the music as one of the essential services, because we live in a country that has a lot of young people who suffer from anxiety, depression, and the suicide rate has been going up. So I firmly believe that music is one of the tools that can really help heal a lot of these issues that we are faced with. Okay, yeah, so I think, even if I have to say so myself, I've done pretty well for myself. There's still a lot that I want to do in the future, but I've been in stages where there's millions of people watching virtually, tens and thousands of people watching live. So I've been exposed to the smallest crowds, the biggest crowds. I've been involved with them all. I've traveled the world. I've done so many things, and I wish to really go even further post lockdown and the global pandemic once it's over. So another thing that I do is that I've opened an online piano school, of which in future I wish to expand it to a proper music academy, which will be like a music Google, if you call it something like that, where you can find any information online that you need pertaining music. And I'm centering it around what we do as Africans mainly. I want to document a lot of things that we do here in Africa that I feel they are wealth, and that's not documented yet. So in my online school, the online school is called ABC Piano. The site is www.abcpiano.net. I launched the site on the 2nd of April 2019. Prior that, I was teaching piano, like having live lessons. I started in 2017. So 2 years later, then I started the online platform, to basically reach more and more people, and it has been working well for me. There's still a long way to go, but I've done well in that regard. So basically the idea is to teach music and impart what I already have acquired as a musician on the streets and in school. So I basically put the two information together to build a curriculum that's gonna be personalized to help someone succeed, and achieve the things that I've achieved, and I wish to see people achieve even more than what I've achieved in the music field. So as Siyanqoba Mthethwa, I have a couple of things that I do under my company, which is Khubazita Arts. I basically run an online school, as I've mentioned. I also have a studio. I'm a musical director. I'm a producer. So I produce music. I produce a lot of artists. I've got a studio, a personal studio, where I basically work with artists to produce a lot of albums. As you have seen, there's a lot of albums actually under my belt that I've done. The best way to contact me is basically through my email address, which is synqb@icloud.com. That's where you send your queries and your inquiries. Then I respond on that. And also further, if you want to get in contact with us for the online piano lessons, you go on the site itself, www.abcpiano.net. There's a WhatsApp chat option at the bottom. You can WhatsApp there and get all the information you need. So on those two mediums, you're able to get more information about what we do, and get our services as well, and see how you can get in contact with us and so on. And we'll meet again, we'll have fun, we'll play more and more music.